Right. Hello. Welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You. We're playing Girl by Moonlight today. Our campaign is Toward Heaven, and this is probably, almost definitely the season finale, which is very exciting. I have with me 4 lovely magical girls. I'm Ash. I'm the GM. My pronouns are she, her, hers.
You're also a lovely magical girl.
Yeah. I'm a magical goblin, so...
Goblins can be girls.
That's true.
Let's not be prescriptive about identity.
Yeah, true. I'm a magical goblin. Magical goblin girl. Something.
A magical goblin.
Yeah, that one.
Wow. Okay, I have to leave.
We'll get some introductions from people. Emily, would you like to start?
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm an artist and a filmmaker.
An award-winning filmmaker.
That's true. This is true. True facts. And I am not a goblin, but I guess I am sometimes a magical girl. I am a magical girl today, at least.
Yeah. Andrew.
And my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Great. I'm Andrew. My pronouns are they, them. And I designed this game. It's called Girl by Moonlight. We're playing it.
It's pretty cool.
Real good.
It's real good.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mel, but you beat me to it.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. So we're trying to make it good.
No game is ever truly finished because all games include house rules and bullshit by GM, so they're never finished. Which makes our task Sisyphean and depressing.
Thanks. So really helping to motivate me to finish this thing that I can never.
Exactly.
Well, no, the game is finished. It's specific iterated instance in the real world.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's like the script of a play is finished, but any given the productions happen, right?
Yeah, legit. Melody.
Hello, I'm Melody. She, her pronouns. I write things and do games and sometimes write games. And I make photos. Yeah, that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Magic Space Girl in the chat, so you know.
Yeah. And Luke.
Hello, I am Luke. My pronouns are they, them. I am, by day, a professional GM for children. By night, I am 1, a magical girl, 2, a technically award-winning game designer, and 3, a cast member on shows like, have I not told you this story before, Ash? I'll tell you in the break. And 3, a cast member on shows like this one. Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if I'm a goblin, but I'm definitely a troglodyte.
All right. That's terrifying, and I am scared. So.
Now, roll to turn someone on.
No, don't. I don't want... No sexy troglodytes in my stream. None.
That's a very different role-playing game.
Ash, roll to shut someone down.
I just did.
I'm still in the zone. Come on, let's do this.
We're in a situation that's quite dramatic.
My character is about to have a conversation.
Do we want to does anyone feel confident that they can do a last week on Toward Heaven? Or do we think we can do it as a team? Do we want to work as a team to work it out?
In the TV show of this series, all of the last week ons are done by my characters. They
Yes.
a little stage.
Oh god, yeah. And it's not even because the show is obviously an anime, right?
Yeah.
But the last week songs are stop motion version, they're weirdly inconsistent with the rest of the show.
It's that style where everyone's all chibi and also they're paper cutouts.
I was gonna say Potter Puppet.
Yeah.
No, it's bunraku. Bunraku. It's the massive 2 times human height paper dolls that they use in Japanese theater.
No, I think it's Potter Puppet Pals.
I think it's Paper Mario style. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Andrew, do you remember what happened?
Anthropological.
It can be both.
Part of puppet pals is anthropological. It's important. It's an important part of like a specific social culture.
Meme culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what happened last time was we all set out to stage a desperate counterattack, which in this case involves like reconciling ourselves with or begging the forgiveness of some ancient god.
Yeah, there was
Swift saw in a vision, and that ate Swift's owl friend, spirit friend.
and we had an answer last session that was given to Surt that said that like in order to win we needed to like stop dealing with the gods through like proxy agents and try and deal with them more directly, which is why we are talking to like the main emanation of this weird tree god.
Yeah,
Whose name but not title I remember.
I
Oh,
also
it was a real good title.
was.
All the titles are real good titles, guys, come on.
I also remember that we learned that the tree was suffering from some sort of kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Malaise?
Yeah. Or contamination or something of this kind of like weird like ghost energy in veins all throughout the tree. So I think part of the maneuvers we were attempting last time were like, is there a way
You
to
tried to set it on fire with the sun, and now the sun is falling towards
the
it.
sun is
Oh, yes.
yes.
on the plus side, it's falling slowly as opposed to very quickly. You're all going to die right now.
It's like climate change, not imminently apocalyptic.
I mean,
I feel like
realistically,
it's a bit more
that
than
sounds.
climate change, but
It sounds imminently apocalyptic when you put it that way, Luke.
But it also kind of sounds like we could just leave
yes.
and then wait for the sun to just crash into the tree and then be like, so
We could, if this tree was a bad guy, but
I know,
this
but
tree
it's
is
not.
not the bad guy, and I need to have a feelings talk with it.
agree.
I mean, it kind of is. Like, it's bad guy for justified reasons, maybe, because it's, like, corrupted and stuff, but it's still, like...
What bad thing has it done?
Well, it's fucked up your owl.
That sounds like a value judgment, not an objective statement. Can you please rephrase that as an I statement?
We're talking about bad guys. It's all value judgments.
I mean, that's how bad guys work. That's why they're bad. That's a
And that's
value
definitely
judgment.
Adna's perspective.
Yeah.
Which yeah, so I would like to hear some. I would like to hear. I would like some ownership of these feelings and opinions.
I'm not making a subjective assessment as Adna. I'm just saying it how it is and how it obviously is.
Thank you.
We all know that we're the good guys and everything in here is the bad guys.
I mean, yeah, that's established in the fiction, right? Like that's established by the rules of the game. It like lists the Leviathans as Leviathans and things as at least antagonistic.
But also Adna just, accepts the ideology. So.
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, also, Adna
very
just
much
can't
a
accept
Bastion.
that there's also bad things in the Bastion. And
Yeah.
Oh no, she
the Bastion is the
accept
ultimate.
that.
The Bastion is the ultimate monster. The real bad guy is your culture.
All right, so we open on I think like a series of asteroid-like things, except they're all made out of like crumpled up paper with like writing on it. But they're massive. They're the size of houses. These sheets of paper would have been the sizes of fields. And we like drift past those, and then through like just a cloud of dead locusts. And then like
Normal size or like giant size?
I think the locusts are normal size. But I think we drift through those and past the giant mirrored eye, and then like see this giant tree. I don't think we can see its face right now because I think it's all like cast in extreme shadow from the approaching sun. what do we see of the characters? Where are they? What do they look like? What are they doing?
As far as I remember, we were all in very specific places. I'm pretty sure Swift was like either about you or like
I had literally just touched the tree.
I think you had just touched the tree.
Chris and Rama are nowhere to be seen.
Yes,
Their disappearing action move.
have disappeared.
They're backstage somewhere.
Yep, they are somewhere.
And we were with each other.
Yes, we were next to each other quite close. I think we were kind of like at the edge of the like garden, the yard of the tree.
And I vaguely remember, was there some discussion about maybe like, you know, this is the moment where someone like looks around and is like, oh, Christorama are gone, we've been abandoned, even though that's not what's happened.
Yeah,
but, like,
They
that's right.
tried to
That's right.
stop Swift from talking to the tree and from touching the tree.
yeah.
And Swift resisted.
Swift resisted it, so they kind of like...
And went into Eclipse, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was that. And so they then like tumbled out of sight on the other side of some celestial body nearby. And yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So Swift is God, I'm just trying to remember what Eclipse Swift looks like because it's been a while.
I believe it was some like black fire type stuff.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah.
definitely
So Swift is like tall, slender, like very like sharp cheekbones and like long kind of like elegant face.
suddenly played by what's her name? The played the elf woman in.
There is a specific person who has been playing Swift this entire time, and that has not changed.
Okay.
And Emily knows what I'm talking about.
I do. That is who I've been picturing this whole time.
Please name this actor so that I can refresh my memory.
This is my best friend, who is a professional actor, right?
Yeah.
Swift looks like Liv Hewson.
Yeah.
Liv Hewson.
Yeah.
Look 'em up.
And so she has like this like long, like red hair, like fire red, that is like currently like drifting back like she's underwater. But like down at the base, it's like blackened, like charcoal dark, and then it like fades back into like vibrant red at the tips. And her last remaining tattoo, which I believe is the green one, is like glowing and like twining all around her body, and yet she's like wreathed in black fire.
Yeah.
And she's just like has just like her hand has just like reached like out of the black fire, like smoking slightly to like touch the tree. And that's Swift.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like part of the tree that has the face of Ock spread over a horrid wooden mask is like has like turned inward to look towards you. And it's like, yeah, it's got this like mixture of rage and curiosity on its confusingly taut face, and its hollow eyes with just like wood behind the eyes. Yeah, and so you reach out and touch. Are you specifically trying to make a move?
Yeah. So like that's just like that's like what we open on, right? Like we open on that moment, and I like
Yeah.
Swift like touches its face, and then opens her mouth and like says some words. And like I am happy to say what those words are, or if we would like to like establish what other people are doing, we can also do that. I am not picky.
I think we can start there, and then we can like jump out.
Yeah, I think I'm just like watching you in like sort of frozen horror. So
Yeah, stir the pot and then we'll fix whatever mess you
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she just says, "You're right. I'm sorry. It is my fault. I abandoned the past for this time, thinking I could make a difference, and I was just wrong. You can't fight the flow of the river, you can only swim with it. And I was too arrogant and too stupid and too mortal, and she like spits the word mortal, to see that. And because of my hubris, your children are dead. And you are dying. And I am dying.
Yeah, and
But the two of us, and but at least neither of us are alone anymore. And she just like wraps her arms around the tree, because like they are like one of a kind, right? Like
yeah. So.
And I think this is a confess. Because
yeah, it's
I'm
definitely
talking
confess.
about my feelings, and I'm not. Like, I don't have any particular, like, I don't have an intention. I'm not trying to do so. I just, like, I feel a need to apologize because the tree, it was right. Like, it is my fault.
You don't have an agenda.
No.
What, I mean, okay, you, the character, don't have an agenda, but you, Luke, the player, what
I'm
would you
confessing.
like to see?
Like-
yeah, you're confessing. What would you like to see as an outcome?
Like, I feel like part of it being confessed is that, like, I as a player, like, don't and shouldn't get, like, a much of an impact on that. Like, it's gonna react the way it reacts to me, like, revealing my heart to it. But, like, I think I can tell you what Swift hopes for.
Yes, I would love to hear
Like,
that.
what Swift's, like, desire, like, hope is that, like, that she can, like, not be alone. Like, that she can have, like, someone who she has like actual real kinship with, another person who she knew in the past, who like also has like suffered the ravages of this awful like colonialist bullshit culture, and has like also like felt the sting of this time and of having lost like she wants someone she can relate to.
One of the really interesting things about this game is the fact that a lot of the actions are actions that don't have that often don't have like clear intentions behind them, other than like
feelings,
other than things that happen because you did them, right? Like like confess and forgive are often internal actions. So I'm gonna get you to roll that. I think
I assumed that would be the case.
I think that there's a risk here. It's pretty risky.
Yeah.
I think I don't know that this is desperate. I think it's risky. I think that the effect is currently. Are you transcended? Yeah, you're evil transcended. Yeah.
Transcended, but not in an engine, and in Eclipse.
Yeah.
Are all the factors.
But I'm not trying to fight it.
Yeah, the fact that you're in Eclipse means that I think this is standard effect rather than limited.
Yep. Does the fact that I can interact with agents of the darkness as if they were regular people help me?
I think that allows you to get standard. I don't think it bumps you up.
Yep, cool.
Great.
All right, so then I am stretched, so that pushes me back down to limited because I have harm. And so I am going to spend 2 stress to push myself for standard effect.
Yep, that makes sense.
And then I'm going to trade position for effect.
Okay, explain how.
So
how do you put yourself in more risk?
I am hugging the tree, like I am like bodily entirely vulnerable.
Okay, so are you doing that with the face as opposed to like a branch?
Yeah, totally. Like I'm hugging the middle bit of the tree.
It's gonna eat you.
Maybe. Could happen.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to?
I can't take a devil's bargain because I'm pushing myself.
Yep.
If anyone would like to roll to help me, that would be nice.
I mean, yeah, but it's not in their best interests to do so.
I don't know. I'm emotionally relating to this tree, which is the reason we are here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like I am making a rapport with the tree.
I already tried to help you and you rejected my help, so get out of here.
I think I actually would. I think I actually would want to help here.
Oh, and actually, Ash, let me ask you a question. Am I using my impossible knowledge to persuade someone?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So in that case, I start at great.
And you're pushing.
I drop to standard. I'm pushing for an extra dice, and I'm trading position for effect.
Yep.
So I'm desperate great, still with 1 bonus die. And then Emily, you're helping?
Yeah, I'd like to help. I think.
Cool.
I think at this point, kind of regardless of your approach, as like in his like captain role, Cert has recognized that like you are right up in the face of a god, and I need to support you in the way you're trying to deal with that, because anything else would feel like throwing you under a gigantic tree-shaped bus. So I'm gonna help you.
Awesome.
And I think, I think the way that I'm doing that is by like making a show of demonstrating, like putting away my weapons and sort of assuming like a respectful posture in this tree.
Cool. Let's see what happens. God damn it, on 4 dice.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
You do it. So
I do it on the plus side. Just some bad shit's gonna happen.
So yeah, I think this is, I think there's this like surprisingly small voice this time, and it's almost as if like, as if someone is like working Ox voice like a puppet. And yeah, you just hear it like kind of half whisper to you, specifically like I don't think anyone but Swift hears it, and it like whispers, so tired, so much grief, rest, but this world keeps invading and hurting, and
now I think she just like presses her forehead like against its bark, and is like tears are rolling down her cheeks, but they're like black. It's like water with like bits of ash like floating in it, and like rolling down her cheeks. She's like, I know.
Yeah, and she's like, the tree is like, an accord then, one who is like a mortal but not like a mortal. Assist me. Help me close this wound in heaven, that earth may never interfere again, and then we can rest together. So yeah,
I mean,
that's your 50-50.
That sounds like. I mean, look. At least things will stop invading the fucking bastion. Like that's not awful. Like that sounds like success to me.
Yes, but also it means that anyone who's on this side would not be able to go back to the bastion, and this place isn't made to support people like you.
Also, though, it's important to remember that without the portal to heaven, all of humanity is trapped in a like desolate, haunted world that is hostile to them.
Is trapped in in what they made, and is forced to confront the mistakes of their culture. How terrible!
Yeah,
but the point is, the point of that, Luke, is that like it's the civilians who never made any of those choices who are going to have to deal with that shit.
Whether Swift equivocates with normal people who are like tacitly complicit in a society and
thank you, Andrew. Yes.
With like, are you going to conflate that with the people actively making the bad stuff happen, and see that you need to punish them or whatever?
I mean, I don't think this is a punishment. I just think like as long as there is somewhere next to flee to, the Last Bastion will never have to like own up to its mistakes and like deal with its shit, right? Like,
so regardless of all of this, and as far as I can see, my like friend is being somehow emotionally compromised by our enemy. So I'm gonna run over and like grab her out of the way and like hold her, like my sword between me and the tree, and like Swift like on the other side of me. So
Andrew, are there not helping die in this game? Is that
No,
that's called resistance.
I mean, generally this game is built on the idea that we're all going to work together towards the goal.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I love it.
And so, like, I'm all for, like, and we've done this a bunch too, that, like, we all try to go about it in different ways, and that, like, eventually our collective efforts, both on the less conventional front of, like, Swift talking to this tree and
having
whatever else
feelings,
someone else tries to do, are going to kind of all generally work us towards achieving our goals. So as long as we're doing that, we're good.
Am I doing that? I'm not being too disruptive, am I?
Well, like, all I know is that, like, as you're coming up behind, Swift is just like, yes, like tell me how, tell me what I need to do.
I mean, I'm even happy to make. Is that like a resistance to those?
I mean,
to that outcome?
It sounds like.
Is it like expressed to convince Swift to be willing to come with you?
Yeah, I mean, you can try and express, or you can outright like flow/defy to like just grab them, and then you can resist that consequence, Luke. And then here the thing about this is that, like, I think it will be immediately obvious as soon as Adna gets close to you what her emotional intent and understanding is. I don't think you'll need to roll for that because Adna's the kind of person who wears that on their face.
Yeah, totally.
But also, the consequences of Swift's role, are resistible, and so if you think that this is Adna sweeping in, and
I think I'm resisting
a different outcome, like a more clean outcome, or her by being like, no, you can't just like take her.
Yeah, you can't just like
act of love for Swift, right?
That's the least number of rolls, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah, so this is resisting the downturn. And so how do we want to quantify that consequence, Ash?
Yeah. So I think the thing here is whether or not... so there are two kind of levels here. There's Swift getting the opportunity to agree to the accord. And then there's also Swift being open enough to understand how to act on that, how to action that key point. If we're using business speak. So how
to actualize that step.
Yeah, exactly. So my question then, I think, is
which one are you going to resist?
Which one are you like one of those folds into the other, right? If you resist the agreement, then the other one is null and void, but it's going to be harder. Right? Like I think it's a harder task to try and like get there quickly enough, and also like more likely to enrage our friend the. Well,
I mean, I don't know in character. I don't know that there is an accord or anything. I can see what's happening, but I can't hear it. So I'm trying to get there quickly, but.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to resist like the like collusion after the accord is struck then.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's cool. What are you resisting with is a fun question.
Is this despair and heartbreak? Is this fear and violence? Is this panic and social pressure?
Yeah, it's either panic and social pressure or despair and heartbreak.
I feel like social pressure here because this is about the tree leverage because you're resisting a consequence that's being leveraged at Swift, which is this pressure to do this thing.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And
someone's kind of emotionally compromised, and I'm just like coldly, I guess, diving in and just intervening.
Yeah,
without that emotional landscape.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, well that's Kudera, right?
Yep.
So that's my shittiest one, so let's see how this goes.
Did you take the Guardian move where you get an extra die to resist consequences that other people are suffering?
The one with the special armor, I think I've already used the special armor.
Right, and then there's Watchful when you protect a teammate, gain +1 die. But you don't have.
What do I have? I've got no, I don't have watchful. I've got you don't have to feel it and here for you.
Right. You're the like edgy guardian.
Yeah. Cool. So
Adna's a cinnamon roll with an S.
Okay.
Hey.
What?
I just clued on. Wow.
Some vintage memes, fam.
Oh, I'm dead.
Adna, you take 3 stress and you.
Cool.
And you. Yeah.
Sorry. At what point do I start rolling for Eclipse? Is it at 10 or
9?
9.
I'm on 9.
When you
Eclipse.
meet or exceed your 9.
Yeah.
Yay! Awesome. So what do I roll? Do I roll now?
Yeah,
you roll your
worst
resistance.
Kadere, again.
Which is
And
Kadere.
you need a 6.
You need a 6, or you will fall to Eclipse. Basically, on a 4 or 5, one of us can spend 2 stress or a social link with you to keep you from falling, and on a 1 to 3, you are in Eclipse.
So
Cool.
yeah, like you've grabbed.
But if you get a crit, cool shit happens.
Yes, assuming that's even possible.
I've never seen it happen, but theoretically, right?
4.
Yep.
All right, someone wanna?
So let's establish our fiction so that we can understand like what's happening if people are helping and things like that. You've grabbed a hold of Swift and like pulled them away from the giant leather wood face of Tree Ock, and like placed yourself between, and like you're holding a sword, aren't you? No, what are you piloting?
Yeah, she's muted, but she's got Ophiel's Sacred Ambition.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sword?
So yeah, you hold the
um,
sword out between, and like, do you like yell at Ock? Do you say something to Swift? What does that look like as you place yourself between them?
I think I'm like, stay away from my friends. You know, classic Guardian stuff.
Yeah, and Swift is just like, you idiot, Adna.
That's not helping her not go into Eclipse.
No, it's not.
That's good.
It's like, you idiot. We're here to emotionally connect with the gods. God. I am literally 4 stress away from like not just Eclipse, like
outright dying. Yeah.
I do not have the stress to spend.
Yeah. Is anyone else helping fictionally that they want to like spend some things, or if they have a social link to just do it for free?
I'm so conflicted. I want to help all of the.
Help everyone. We're all going to have a nice time.
We're all gonna have a nice time. Let me just look at whether I actually have any stress that is available.
I don't mind going into Eclipse. Like, it's fine. It's not fine, but you know, it's fine.
I'm waiting for things to get just a little bit worse than this before I come back.
Yeah.
How much is Eclipse? 9?
If you hit 9.
Oh God! If I spent 2, I'd be at 8. So.
You're fine. You're fine.
We need one of us to not be in Eclipse. Like, so
True.
probably save it.
Yeah. Okay. I think fictionally, I spend this moment being conflicted because I thought because I was like, yeah, okay, you know.
I'm gonna support Swift's play here. Oh wait,
Being
Adna's.
really sensible and wait, that's a terrible deal. Oh my God! And then there's like coming in, and I'm like, oh God,
I feel like
Everything is happening a lot.
what this moment might look like is that it could have been okay, but the like bickering between Swift and Adna like pushes her over the edge because they're like on that tipping point.
Oh, and also I think like because she's touching me, right? Like my like Eclipse like aura is like licking at her skin, and like it's not burning her, but like darkness is like on her and in her as a result.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like I'm polluting you with my own darkness.
Okay, so assuming no one helps, which I think
Which
is
it looks like no one
what's
is.
happening.
Sadly,
yeah,
So
unfortunately.
like fictionally, I think like how that plays out is like So Adna, grabs Swift, like holds her behind her, sword up, like, stay away from my friends. And Swift is
Gets
like
yelled at. Yeah.
Swift is like, oh, you fool Adna, and like they're kind of like Adna had been like holding Swift with this kind of like like protective, like compassionate kind of thing, and like there was a softness to the whole thing, and but then like just like this coldness comes over her, and like a bit of light goes out of the her mech's eyes, her engine's eyes, and like her position just like shifts to be a little sharper, and she just throws Swift like away.
Yes.
And like moves to like an offensive pose instead of a defensive one, ready to like just do what needs to be done.
Cool. I've put a tick on Ophiel's sacred ambition for you going into Eclipse.
I suddenly can't hear anyone. I think my
Oh no! You need to be at ease for a role-playing game. That's important.
Oh, I can hear people now.
Okay, that's good.
Listening is the core skill of role-playing games.
Did anyone say anything? I didn't hear
I just said that I've put a tick on Ophiel's sacred ambition because you were piloting it when you went into Eclipse.
Okay, cool. Yep.
It's got one health left.
How does the sword?
I know it
engine
has
change?
2 health left because I've started all at 1.
Yeah.
It's got 2 health left.
Oh yeah, because I remember now. Yep.
Yep. So like, I feel like unless it's being resisted, I feel like Swift just like tumbles backwards through space.
Yeah, I'm not on board with that. Actually. Shockingly.
Meanwhile, the sun just consumes us like a cloud of dead locusts. Do I have a clock for this yet? Because I should have a clock for this.
Yeah, I was like looking for where's the clock for this again?
Let's add a clock.
This is bad, friends. This is real bad. I've completely lost control of this team.
Yeah, you do a good job at this, Captain.
No, I know what I do. I know what I do. I'm not going to resist.
I should read out my Eclipse prompt.
Yes, you should.
Yes.
So, I'm the Guardian. So my Eclipse prompt is, all the people you have sworn to protect are unworthy of that protection. You belong at the front, leading the fight. Wherever foes exist, you seek them out and confront them directly, right now.
Nice. I like it.
You escape your Eclipse when?
I love that she's just like, I'm never going to escape this. It's fine.
This is who I am now, Mom and Dad.
You can only escape Eclipse when someone shows you how you are vulnerable and loves you despite your own weakness.
Oh, that's not happening.
Yeah. So as I am wheeling backwards.
Yep.
I think Swift is just going to take advantage of this moment of like gentle floating, and is just like not resisting at all. Is just like going totally limp and just like allowing herself to float.
I like the
and
fact
just
that I like the fact that you like feel yourself go like you're like, I'm like floating through the, man, it's really hot here.
Exactly, right, and this is it, right? Like, as she's floating, she is reminded of the urgency of the sun problem, and so as she's floating, she's just like observing the sun and like doing a bunch of like very complicated like maths in her head and trying to figure out what to do about a very imminent like sun problem.
Do we have like a shot of like it's from underneath her as she like sails through the sky, and it's just like her silhouette, like
against
and
this
then just the
massive
sun.
Yeah, and then like we see this weird effect where like suddenly everything like refracts slightly, and there's like 2 suns and 2 swifts, and then there's like 4 suns and 4 swifts, because she's like searching all of the different like branching timelines, trying to find like the solution that takes us to a place where this doesn't happen.
Thank you, Muad'Dib.
So good.
And I think the other thing that we see is like the tendrils that are growing out of the tree that are like towards the portal between worlds,
totally.
that have been growing, just starting to get singed by the like just by the sunlight, as it's drifting towards. I'm going to let you choose when to jump in, Andrew. Cert.
Can I roll analyze?
Yes, you can roll analyze. That seems like a good idea.
Cool.
That seems nice.
What is my position and effect?
So there's a time risk, but it's not.
Yeah.
But you've still got 3 ticks on this clock before you're all dead.
And like time is not as much of a worry for me.
Yeah.
as
So risk is like it's risky, but limited to start with at least.
I get increased effect whenever I gather information because I'm an oracle.
Cool.
I can see the myriad timelines, but I am stretched. Is my stretchedness dangerous here?
I don't think so because you're floating.
Cool. That's legit. All right, so risky standard. The most normal roll of them all.
I mean, like I said, if you wanted to trade, you could push yourself towards the sun.
No, I got a 6. I'm fine.
You got a 6. Nice, excellent.
I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah, cool.
So I get two problems.
2 questions and a follow-up, and I will give you good information instead of shit information. I'm pretty sure that's what the rules say, isn't it, Andrew? Good information.
I was just thinking I should edit the rules text so they're like, if they roll 1 to 3, give them shit information.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if they're rolling limited.
Yeah, like limited is like it is like they ask the question and then you give them the shitty GM genie answer, whereas like you answer like only yes or no, or for like for binary questions and things.
You're looking right at it.
Yeah.
Or, all those other kinds of bullshit answers.
Yeah, I mean,
what do I remember about this sun?
Yeah, cool.
Like, I've spent a bunch of time in. I've spent a bunch of time in heaven. Most things in heaven are people. What do I remind me about this sun that I hung out with that one time?
I think
what's their deal?
I mean, this sun is the like a flaming corpse of someone who like died in rage, right? Like.
Yeah, totally.
Like someone self-immolated, and thus there is an eternal flaming sun here.
Is this the body of my lover?
The original Surt.
The original Surt.
Yes.
Because Surt is a fire giant in like Norse mythology, right? Like.
So that's one question and a follow-up question.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh shit! You mean I am bringing my own flaming corpse down like up
Yes, you are.
That's pretty great.
It's poetic.
The god that I'm like embodying.
It's poetic. God. What might happen if I trust in I trust Sort's like what remains of Sort to remember our relationship and like transport myself and the body of Sort back to the time of my birth, like to like the time where I belong. What might happen if I try and do that?
Nothing while it's dead. You would have to.
Yeah, I'd have to like, bring Surt back to life somehow.
Yeah. Because currently it doesn't have a personality or a memory or anything like that in it, right? It doesn't currently have an emotional landscape. It would have to. You would have to either create a soul, a personality, or something, and put it into it. You'd have to take another person and merge them with it. You'd have to
like maybe yourself.
There's all these sorts of things.
Example.
Yeah, there's
not that I'm telling you to throw yourself in the sun or anything, but
yeah, no, I think you'd never do that, Andrew.
You're just putting it out there as a possibility.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because here's the thing, fam. Just to like be really open with like y'all as fellow players and also the audience. Like the only kind of action I have access to anymore is precipitous action. One, because my playbook tells me to do simple and direct things, heedless of consequence. But also because I only have one transcendence tick left, and I am not in a mech.
Yeah.
So you have to do something dramatic. Yeah.
Well, like I have only one action left in me before I am suffocating in the void of space, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's probably
like my lifespan is now incredibly short and precipitous anyway, so I might as well do like a really, really risky, stupid thing.
I think we should take a
I mean, it's season finale. You know, we should all do
Exactly,
risky,
right?
ridiculous things. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
next
to be cool for our audience. We can take a
come,
break.
and come back and look at some of the people who aren't drifting through the sky currently. We'll be back in a minute, chat.